The best gaming CPU simply needs to provide great gaming experience at reasonable price. When it comes to gaming, it doesn't matter whether you choose AMD or Intel CPU, neither you need most amount of cores, fastest clocks or largest cache in your CPU. Great gaming experience comes from great CPU choice. Specifically, CPU bottleneck in gaming PCs is a huge blunder. If your GPU outputs 100 plus FPS, your CPU should not bottleneck it. For high-end content creation, high core count will benefit a lot. But for gaming, instead of core counts, higher boost clocks will matter much more. And of course, you can't forget about that graphics card. Today in this video, I'm going to suggest you some of the affordable gaming CPUs which strikes the balance between price to performance ratio. Instead of spending more on CPU, you can probably spend that budget onto better SSD or even a better graphics card that can increase your gaming performance by a significant amount of margin. So sit back and enjoy my top picks for the best budget gaming CPUs that you can buy in 2021. All the product links are given in the description below, so you can quickly check that out. Starting with the number 8, we have Ryzen 7 5700G. If you don't want to use a discrete graphics card but still you want to get some decent gaming performance out of your system, AMD's APUs are the best processors to use. Ryzen 7 5700G is 8-core Zen 3 CPU, has 16 threads and powerful Vega based GPU, put it on par with the best Ryzen 5000 series CPU. In terms of processing power, it has enough graphical grunt to handle 1080p gaming on low settings in some of the most demanding games. At $359, considering you don't need to buy a GPU, it's a great deal. Next one, on to number 7, we got Ryzen 5 5600G. This one is released during the worst GPU shortage in the history. Many customers will upgrade to this processor for a couple of reasons, some of them including great overclocking headroom. Also, we have excellent power consumption and efficiency. It can do 1080p and solid 720p gaming. Also, we got stellar price to performance ratio. 6 core and 12 threads that operate at 3.9 GHz base and 4.4 GHz boost. Around $320, this will give you a solid 720p gaming setup. On to the number 6, we got Ryzen 3 3300X. This one is counting onto the list due to couple of reasons. This one comes with 4 cores, clocked at 3.8 GHz and 4.3 GHz boost, can provide you snappy performance under lightly threaded applications like games. It's just shy of $120. If you pair this up with a low or mid-range graphics card onto 1080p medium settings, it can give you around 100 FPS. This one's got Zen 2 architecture paired with 7nm process and some super useful features like PCIe 4.0 interface, which will come really handy if you got a decent GPU. On to the number 5, we got Intel Core i5 11400. This one is the best budget chip on the market as it can easily beat the AMD's competition Ryzen 5 3600. Around $180, you can get bundle cooler as well as PCIe 4.0 along with memory overclocking support, ensuring that your gaming and application performance will be solid. Intel Core i5 is clocked around 2.6 GHz base and 4.4 GHz boost frequency. One thing though, you'll have to overlook the higher power consumption if you go with the Core i5 11400. Intel stock cooler is largely worthless for enthusiasts, so you need to get a better cooler if you want to get a decent performance out of it. On to number 4, we got Ryzen 9 5900X. Based on Zen 3 architecture, it's a 12-core 24-thread processor with 3.7 GHz base and 4.8 GHz boost frequency. If you are looking for undisputed fastest gaming chip on the market, also you are looking to game stream or do video editing side by side, Ryzen 9 5900X offers you best of the both worlds. It's got those 12-core 24 threads for multi-threaded tasks like video editing, as well as it's got that 4.8 GHz boost frequency for top-notch gaming performance. It will set you back around $500, but considering it's best of both worlds, I would highly recommend you to choose this one if you have the budget. On to number 3, we got Intel Core i7 12700K. Clocked at 3.6 GHz base and boost frequency of 4.9 GHz at around $400, it easily beats the competition Ryzen 7 5800X. while giving essentially the same performance as Intel's own flagship chip, which is i9-12900K, but this one is $180 less. The chip excels at productivity tasks. 12700K outperforms the Ryzen 5800 and 5900X in lightly threaded programs. You'll need to buy a capable cooler for this chip, and also you'll need a 600 series motherboard. You can choose high-end motherboards that support DDR5 memory, or you can go with DDR4 motherboards. Most gamers will enjoy the lower price and comparable DDR4 gaming performance. On number 2 we got Ryzen 9 5950X. It's got 16 core 32 threads and the base frequency is 3.4 GHz with 4.9 boost frequency. As long as you are prepared to pay the money, high-end desktop processors are provided with the maximum performance. 5950X carries whopping $800 price tag, although highest boost frequency and power efficiency is clearly something you can't deny. It's one of the best AMD chip available right now. Moving over to the number 1, here we got Intel Core i9-12900K. This is the fastest gaming processor you can buy, with the base clock of 3.2 GHz and top boost frequency of 5.2 GHz. This chip has 16 core 24 threads. This one's got 125 watt base power consumption and 241 watt of peak power rating. This chip is equipped with 30 MB of L3 cache and 14 MB of L2 cache. And finally, we got 2 budget gaming CPUs which provides leading gaming performance at this price point. From the Team Red, we got Ryzen 5 5600X, which is overall best CPU for gaming. This one's got 6 core 12 threads and lands around $299. It's got 4.1 GHz of base frequency and 4.8 GHz of boost frequency, and all that in just 65 watts of TDP. Then next one from the Team Blue, it's Intel Core i5-12600K with 3.7 GHz of base frequency and 4.9 GHz of boost frequency. This will set you back $290, but 12600K offers up to 38% more threaded performance than Ryzen 5 5600X. Now if you are going to buy a new processor, make sure you got good quality thermal paste and a cooler that can handle its heat dissipation. I have dropped links in the description below for all the processors I described in this video. In search of best CPU for you, you should look for your particular workload. Whether you work in multi-threaded application like video editing and stuff like that, you should go for higher core counts. For gaming, higher clock speed with 4 or 6 cores are good enough. Here is a side-by-side benchmark for all the best CPUs I have showed you, including the results for DDR4 and DDR5 variant. With the difference being so minimal, I would highly recommend you to go with DDR4 if you want to save few bucks. This video took a lot of effort, so make sure to hit that like button. I hope this video will help you to choose best gaming CPU for your system. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. So please hit that like, share this video, and make sure to subscribe to our channel, and I will see you in the next one.